Okay, so, Gran, what are you doing here? Luca, what are you doing here? We're here to save Nellie. We're here to save Rollo.
Hey, Mrs. Lucas Gran. That's awful nice of you, but I'm fine.
Oh no, what did they? Gran, there's no time to explain. We have to go now. Come on, everyone, we've got a party to crash.
They made their way out from deep within Perennial Harvest, just as Solomon finished up his speech.
Thankfully, we can dispense with the formalities from here on out.
Solomon pulled a glass vial from his pocket.
We've got to stop him!
In one smooth motion, he downed its contents. A triumphant smile grew across Solomon's lips.
No!
Oh, I guess that's it. We lost.
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
With a mischievous look, Beck elbowed Luca. Remember when I had the vial behind my back?
I might have tweaked his wonder potion with a little junk, change, or malice. But hold on, okay. So, I mean, I'm curious now for this point, is that if she had switched it with something else, really, then, so wouldn't that have altered it to so that it just doesn't work and so that he might just shrivel up? Geez, I'm concerned here, really, so. I mean, there are other possible good endings here, like, or just that things would get solved? I don't know. There has to be a little bit more to this than just stopping Solomon from actually like going, starting his cycle of immortality. Well, let's start with the first option.
I might have tweaked his wonder potion with a little junk.
Can't wait to see the look on his face when he realizes he drank his own cigar ash.
How did ashes get into that vial?
It's pretty easy to mess with the vial when it was behind my back. Oh, that's sneaky. Well, it's a bad habit anyways.
Paul always says bad habits are like 50-yard field goals.
Huh?
Hard to kick.
Yeah, I completely agree with that look there, Luca. My goodness. You can all call me Sharper Valentine.
His body and face began to contort and expand as he disappeared into a belching green mist.
Will it stop it? And he's now black. Like, ashy black. Oh! What the hell?
Well, that's one way to kick a bad habit.
As the last of what was once Sharper Valentine wafted into the air, the crowd began to disperse, still numb from what they had just observed. Sharper Valentine was gone for good. His end would be a new beginning for Beacon Pines. A new chance to let go of the things they had lost and grab hold of a new future. The end. Well, I'd be lying if I said that wasn't a bit gratifying.
Yeah.
If that feels to you like a good note to end on, I won't stand in your way.
Now, here's the thing, is that we still got some things that we need to discover here, so I don't think that's the true ending, really, so. So what do you think? Should we go ahead with the vial, or go back and see what happens with fire and ice? If we might be on the last episode here, possibly, might as well just try and cover things up then, I guess. Okay, let's see what the end of Fire and Ice will get us here, so. Amid a blur of emotions and memories, Lucas' mind flooded with questions. The wind calmed as if to give him the stage, and in the stillness he began to weep.
And in the stillness, he began to weep. It was all just too much. Falling to his knees, Luca whimpered softly. The tears crystallized as they hit the snow. Gran stared at Luca for a moment with warm sympathy, remembering why this was all necessary.
This'll all make sense soon, Luca. Then everything can go back to normal. I promise.
She stiffened up and brandished the torch at Mr. Nuncreed.
You can't hide behind those people any longer, Joseph. Once their precious source is destroyed, we'll see where their loyalties fall.
Juniper, don't!
Ignoring his final plea, Gran flung the torch into the deep darkness.
And everyone freezes over.
She smiled and exhaled in relief. Mr. Nuncreed moaned in resignation. The torch echoed as it ricocheted down the hole, punctuated with a thunderous thud.
You see, Joseph, I've learned one very important lesson in life. If you want things to change, then you must be willing to.
Before Gran could finish, the ground shook her to silence.
That was a nice effect.
Gran only had time to spin around and run to Luca. Her attempt to shield him, an honorable but trifling act. Unflinching love, pitted against an unthinking horror, there was no contest. Her warm embrace froze in an instant. That is where they remain, fixed in place, forever. And so, our story ends on this melancholy scene. In a town brought low by its secrets, sits the frozen statues of a misguided band of meddlers. The end. Well, that was dire.
That certainly was. That's certainly a statement.
On the bright side, we finally figured out where all the ice is coming from. Now, we just need to find a way to deal with a mystic, unfathomable force of nature.
Simple. That's simple stuff. You know, all in a day's work for, you know, JRPG protagonists. Alright. Now, I still want to go back to that restaurant minigame, and get the rest of the stuff that's there, so... Let's see... What was the result that was needed for that? May just skip to that point there for the video, really so, but... Or we may just, yeah, I'm probably just going to skip over to that part. Let's see where it happens. Okay, we're back, really. Okay. So, we had to go through the Warehouse of Horror option, and we had to choose the Struggle option, and so... Now we're back to the point where we're delivering jam. We should be able to get straight access over to the restaurant. Not gonna dilly-dally there, just go on about. Do, 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 do. Guess we have to have the conversation with Mrs. Fratelli in order to get access, I guess. Just gonna,
She leaned forward.
All skin and bones. Granted, so yeah, yep, just a nod. Yeah, I understand. Coming. Yep. Commiseration and reminisce. Old days.
Luca shifted the back.
Sympathy
Mrs. Fratelli
for our
looked at
child.
She
Need to take the jam. Oh, of course, taking the jam. Alright, great. Alright. Now we get access to this. Now we get access to the restaurant.
Luca squinted at the faded photo of him and his mom at the diner. Memories of that day came flooding back.
Dun-dun-dun-dun. Okay, good. So the first three were actually done. So now we have access to everyone else then. Okay, good. Yeah. Why can't we talk to our mom? Why can't we talk to our mom? I want to talk to our mom. Okay, fine. Whatever. Alright, let's start with the leftmost here, Mr. Tolliver. Good afternoon, Mr. Tolliver. Ah, good you! Sorry, these allergies have been killing me. Haven't been able to smell a thing all day. Almost sold Miss Hatch a gallon of spoiled milk this morning. Got anything to help clear out these darn sinuses? Whatever it takes, I just want to be able to smell again. I'm thinking probably something spicy, really, so let's see. What are our options? So we had the chill option already. Burger is incendiary. Pungent is fish. Okay, so incendiary is a well done patty. Succulent is just a regular patty. Lavish is several patties. Adorable is a tiny patty. Indulgent is the candy. Tender is the chickens. Oh, this might be a trial and error here. The fish would be smelly, but he's trying to actually get the smell back. Adorable. Sansi can't smell anything. Maybe it might be good to go with the smelly option? Let's try it. Pungent. Okay, there's incendiary. There's peppers would definitely help with that. Pungent's onions. Lavish is these berries, I guess? Adorable is this mustard. Bacon. Lettuce. So I wonder what happens if we actually get something that's wrong. I call this one a cod for the common cold.
Oh my, that's spicy. And stinky.
I'm sorry, I'll try again.
No, don't you see what this means? I can smell
Again! Looks like your father isn't the only doctor in the family. Okay, that was a good guess on our part there. Alright. Alright, Mrs. Hutch. No, Mrs. Hatch. Miss Hatch. Hey, Miss Hatch, what can I get for you? Oh, I'm not terribly hungry. Something snack-sized, if you could. So, definitely the tiny patty. So, the adorable. Not that hungry. So, what would be the addition then? So, maybe the berries. A little smiley face of mustard. The lettuce, maybe? Couldn't think of the lettuce, really, so, because she said she's not that hungry. The the mustard could be just because of, like, the fact that it's small, really, so, and it goes with the adorable part. Or possibly the berries, really, so, because of the fact is that, not that filling, but, Let's stick with adorable. Okay. Well, that sounded great. Boop, boop, boo. I call it the novella. Lovely. Right, I guess that worked. Okay. Let's see. Let's do with the rabbit lady here. I have a coupon here for 1 free burger. What'll it be? Well, I have a lot of mouths to feed, so get me the biggest burger you have. They must eat a lot, huh? You have no idea. Oh, and throw some lettuce on top. Oh, well, got that perfectly done. We'll know exactly what to do for this. Yeah, okay. So, the lavish... A lavish tender. Bloop. Boop, 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 doop, 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 doop. Yeah, working 9 to 5. I call it the too much is never enough. This should keep them at bay. Thank you. They're black bean burgers, right? Because, rabbit. Are we just not going to question about the idea of, like, rabbits needing to be vegetarian? Anyway, so let's go in order here. Okay.
This just in. Last chance diner overrun by gremlins.
I'm not a gremlin, I'm Luca.
Mr. Wilder adjusted his monocle jokingly.
I stand corrected. In that case, would you believe I have a craving for a burger?
You've come to the right place.
Indeed, I'll have a nice juicy burger topped with onion.
Doop, doop, doo, doop, 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 doo. So that's dry. So the succulent and pungent. Boop. Boop, 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 boo, doop, doop, doo. Here you go. I call it the Wilder.
You know I love a good byline. Many thanks.
Let's start with Eris then. Listen well, child. I'm only going to say this once. I require a well-done burger. Got it. When I say well done, I mean it. Well done, no problem. I fear you aren't grasping my request. I want the burger charred beyond recognition. I want it bitter and black. One bird burger coming up. And top it with the most expensive thing you have. Well, bond brand for her, I guess. Okay, so that would be the incendiary. So the chili's been used, the incendiary's been used. The only other things that haven't been used, really? I guess the lavish, really, so. So, I guess they look like goji berries to me, really, so. So, a jam burger. Here, it's the jellyfish jam burger. May I present the row you're burnt. Oh, okay, it's fish roe. Okay. I can hardly believe it. You've done well. Mrs. Fratelli had caviar stashed back there. The woman is full of surprises. Very good, this will suffice.
If it isn't little Luca.
Hi, Uncle Nuncreed. How come you haven't been around the house lately?
Well, your dad and I had a little disagreement is all. How is he doing? Has he mentioned me?
Not really. He's been busy lately. Sometimes he doesn't come home from work before bedtime.
Is that so? Well, tell him I'm thinking of him.
You seem sad.
Nonsense.
Well, what can I get for you for lunch?
Fact of the matter is, I don't have much of an appetite right now.
But Uncle Nuncreed, you gotta eat. I'll make you something special. That'll cheer you up. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so we will have used everything up, so I guess Nuncreed is said just do whatever. So what would be special? So what do you think we should do from Nuncreed, huh? He's been kind of... Alright. To be fair to him and his character, really, so is that he took a deal he shouldn't have taken, so his own damn fault for the circumstances that he's in. But he does regret his decision and the things that have been caused about because of it, and now he's trapped. So let's try to think of something that would free him a little bit, really. So make him make the burden a little bit less, I don't know, less heavy, I guess? So let's give him, you know what? Nothing like a little smile to brighten your day. Doop, boop, boo, doop, 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 doop. Barely getting by. You could lose your mind. It's enough to drive you crazy if you let it. Okay. I call it the cheers looking at you, kid. One burger with a side of good vibes.
Oh, Luca, you sweet boy.
Mr. Nuncreed reached down and patted Luca's shoulder with an enormous hand.
You got a lot of your daddy in you, don't you?
I guess so.
Run along. I'll do my best to clean my plate.
Yay! We did something good. Alrighty, looks like we've got everything we need. Let's get to feeding these folks. Oh, I already fed everyone. You made all the food yourself? What on earth did you put on the burgers? I just used what was lying around. Oh dear, that can't be good. Thanks again, Luca. Best burger I ever ate. Surprisingly competent. Everyone seems happy. You really are a remarkable boy, aren't you? Yay! Yay! We're remarkable, we're special. We're special, we're a special little dear boy. Yay, look at us, so cute. Oh, wait, no, okay. Memory's over. Time to back to the real world. Okay. Alright, so let's open up the Chronicle. I don't think that we would have to probably go through all of that again in order to actually keep the results. Okay. Alright, let's see the other potential 2 endings here then, so. Because it's obviously not the actual end, otherwise, I don't know, might have just gotten to the end screen maybe? The Vial. Remember when I had the vial behind my back? I might have tweaked his wonder potion with a little... Let's go with malice. Because since this is a story about change, as was said in the very beginning, that may be our best ending.
I might have tweaked his wonder potion with a little malice.
Malice? The whiskey from his office? Yep, dude had an unfinished glass on his desk. Figured his grow juice could use a little hair of the dog. You can all call me Sharper Valentine.
His body and face began to contort and expand as he disappeared into a belching green mist.
What? What? God.
Well, that's what I call 80 proof whiskey.
Rollo. Damn, dude.
The crowd gazed in stunned silence at the now empty stage. The quiet was broken when William Kerr sprinted off stage and into the distance. He was never seen around Beacon Pines, or anywhere else for that matter, again. Watching the silhouette of Kerr disappear over the horizon, Luca began to laugh. First, a low chuckle that became uncontrolled, heaving laughter. Through his tears, he was vaguely aware that the crowd had begun to laugh with him. The end.
Sure, ending it all on a whole crowd just laughing.
That was unexpected.
You think?
Perhaps a bit of an absurd ending for my taste, but who am I to say?
Yeah, that's not quite right.
I'm only writing the damn thing.
Well, then tell us what the ending is then. Okay, so I think this is where we actually are supposed to be, so... Change.
I might have tweaked his wonder potion with a little change.
Like pocket change?
Your unlucky penny! Yeah, I plopped it in the vial when no one was looking. What's that going to do? No idea. That's the beauty of science. Now, we observe. You can all call me Sharper Valentine.
His body and face began to contort and expand as he disappeared into a belching green mist.
And now he's a baby. I figured that probably might make it go even further. Yep.
Holy crap! He's a baby?
Yeah, but he's still Sharper, right? What he was no longer matters. This is an innocent child. I apologize for all the harm my father has caused you.
Eris awkwardly cradled the squirming child. She looked to her brother, her voice shaking with uncertainty.
Augustus, what do we...
We do what Valentines always do. What must be done. I'll hurry home and prepare a crib for father, young Sharper.
That would be a great help. Thank you.
She looked back down at the infant with equal parts kindness and terror in her eyes. With a shake of her head, Eris addressed the crowd with a stern scowl.
Okay, everyone, the show is over. You may leave now.
Epilogue.
Yeah! Alright! Knew this was the right ending.
Beacon Pines' coldest summer on record came and went without much fanfare. Folks shared what they had, and none were left wanting. The new school year was ushered in by the falling leaves of autumn. After everything Luca, Rollo, and Beck had been through, middle school was bearable.
I'm not sure that's the right spelling of bearable. That's a little peeve of mine, really. So, but yeah, whatever.
The chill of winter didn't seem to bother people much. They kindled a hope for a better future in their hearts. When spring arrived, farmers planted their crops with a sense of joy and optimism. And as the dawn of the first day of summer came again, its light slowly spread through the shallow valley. It crept over the town square, across the river, past the neglected welcome sign, and came to rest on a young boy sleeping at dawn, his mind at peace, knowing he is here for a reason.
Okay, is that... I know this is, like... I know we haven't quite reached the end yet, but I'm kind of concerned a little bit, really, narratively wise, because the whole idea of, like, just the creeping cold just now vanishing, what with Sharper now taken out of the picture, is that does have me a little concerned. Why does the cold go back away? Does the mining of the Tempest-Slicko mine, like, prevent it, the energy, the heat and life being leached out of the surrounding area? And everyone just lives with the idea of, like, not knowing that they live in a misplaced town? I don't know. Well, we're gonna see. Rollo, are you up yet?
Roger that. It's a beautiful day at Mission Control. Gonna swing by?
Be there in a minute. Check in with Rollo at the treehouse. Is the closet unlocked now?
Over time, Eleanor began moving Walt's old things out of the closet and into storage.
Okay, they call her Eleanor, so I guess more or less the secret was totally revealed to him. They didn't really talk about it then at that moment.
Eleanor had moved back into her bedroom. And now
Yay!
that she wasn't sneaking out late, she even slept there most nights.
The water's still running. We being a little shit. The water ran for a whole year. You don't want to look at that bill there, Gran. Mom, I'm ready to go now. You go on without me. I'll meet you there. I've got a batch of jam to finish jarring. It's funny. I only started making jam as a way to send messages without anyone noticing. Now, I enjoy it. Yay! Oh, and the refrigerator's open too. Boop. But yeah, so it's like said, I suppose hopefully you're all seeing now the reason like I wanted to actually bring about this game is that the art style is like very nice to look at for everything. It's a pretty interesting story too, kind of like dramatic, which is part of like what I am too. So, and also is that I get a chance to perform. So in a sense, visiting the grave. Oh, okay. So since this isn't his true grave, although in this timeline it wasn't really discovered that the real Beacon Pines is back over there, but I don't know. But they removed the headstone at least, so okay. Still have to visit Dad's grave. Hey, Roxy. I hear you and Rollo have big plans for that little treehouse. Yeah, it started getting crowded after we revoked the max capacity 1 Rolo 1 Luca rule. So we decided to expand. But at least we got some help with that. How's the internship at Nellie and Alona's shop going?
It's been great.
I'm hoping it helps me get into the School of Agriculture up at State. Also, Nellie said she'd write a letter of recommendation, which would be huge. I just can't help but worry about leaving Rolo. He's grown up so fast, but he's still my little brother. Yeah, he had a heck of a growth spurt. I don't mean just grown, literally. The morning he was up and finished his chores before I even had breakfast. Well, some of that might be his excitement about the treehouse renovations. Don't tell him this, cause it'll go to his head. But I'm really proud of the little punk. I'm sure he feels the same way, but he's just too dang proud to tell you.
I know.
Yay! Gus! Hey Gus, how's the tree planting going? Oh, look at him! Oh, the guy's smiling. We only saw him smile once before, in the sense when he saw that his dad had come back, and it only lasted for like about 3 seconds. It's so nice seeing him like that. He looks like such a happy dog now.
Couldn't be better. I'm so grateful to Alona and Nellie for letting me help. I just wasn't built to be a mayor. Too much bureaucracy.
Gus, are we finished cleaning up the sidewalks? What's
When
next?
Perennial Harvest collapsed, most of the clipboards skipped town. But some stuck around and dedicated themselves to making things right.
Anyone with a knack for art can help paint the new offices.
You can count on us! Well, looks like you really found your calling.
I never really felt comfortable telling people what to do. Now, this right here. This is something I can be proud of.
Alright. Listen to that, okay. Listen to the added vibes now, so. Hear that rolling guitar, electronic guitar there? Definitely adds a whole epilogue feel to it. Then again, it might have been there the entire time and it's just only now that I'm noticing it. How's the nap been this morning? The most underrated part of a good nap is the view. And the view's getting greener every day. Nice. Nellie, Alona. I see you decided on a name. Yep, we had to clear out all the old stuff before putting on the final touch. Slow and Dirty Harvest is now official. I like it. It was actually Nellie's idea. There's still a lot of work to do and the name serves as a reminder. Just because progress is important doesn't mean change should happen fast. In fact, I've learned that the more you care about something, the more important it is to take things slow. Our motto is, go slow and fix things. Amen to that! Sure, you can have your input, man. Slow and Dirty Harvest. I better not dilly-dally. Gotta get to the treehouse. Aw, I'm gonna get to see all the other people? Alright. Luca, get this. I managed to reel in an actual fish this morning. Seriously? Yeah, and honest to goodness. Flip, flop, and swim, swam, and fish. I don't think I've ever caught an actual fish here. Been at least 7 years since I've caught one. I'd say it's a good omen. What'd you do with the fish? Oh, I released it back into the pond. I'm hoping to catch it again tomorrow. I mean, best not to, bleed the new ecosystem drive the fish already, really, so. Hey, Iggy and Tish. A little higher.
Yep.
Little lower.
Yep.
Little higher.
Yep. I'm telling you, the angle isn't the issue. We need more power to the radio. Luca, there you are. Would you tell him it's not the angle?
Hey, I'm not in charge of antenna redesign.
Fine, fine. Iggy, just don't do anything drastic until we get back.
Who, me?
Tish, you're in charge while I'm gone. Yep. They'll be fine, right? It'll be fine.
If we really want Mission Control to turn into something bigger and better, we have to loosen our grip a bit.
You're right. Lead the way.
Check in with Beck at her house. Let's take a look. Anything new to interact with in the old treehouse? We still got the lounge? Still got the lounge. Here. Alright, hold on, door. Hey! You're near the end of the game. Are you enjoying things? Good. Well, I guess I'll let you through. Hey! Alright, let's check with the nurse. Young Mr. Van Horn. How's little Solomon, Sharper, doing? Young Sharper seems to enjoy nature more than I. So we do a lot of strolling these days. Has he, attempted to crawl out of his crib and plot world domination? Yeah. Thankfully, no. I spoke at length with Dr. Moodwell, and she feels that Sharper's infant mind was not developed enough to retain his previous memories. For all intents and purposes, this child is unmolded clay. Let's hope he's a little nicer the second time around. That is the objective, yes. But really, all I can do is try and hope. Two activities I am endeavoring to find less distasteful. Well, I think you're doing a great job. The whole town is ready to help out however we can. It does take a village to raise a child. I can't wait to teach him to throw a baseball.
Eris did her best to ignore the tears welling in her eyes.
Aww. That would be acceptable. What's today's news that needs knowing?
I'll give you tomorrow's headline today. Our old friend Patrick C. Montesquieu, aka William Kerr, just performed a stirring rendition of The Iceman Cometh at the State Correctional Facility. I hear there wasn't a dry eye in the house.
Well, I guess he has plenty of time to work on his craft. Dawn's awake! Ah! I'm glad you swung by. More follow-up questions for your story? Nope, I got everything I need. Thanks again for that. I said I drafted the story to a reporter in Capital City. They offered me an internship. Of course they did. You're an amazing reporter. Yay! Yay for Dawn! I don't know about all that. A story about a phony corporation that picked up an entire town of people and moved them to cover up a massive illegal mine shaft full of incredibly hazardous chemicals sort of writes itself if you think about it. Just don't forget us when you become a big fancy Just don't forget us when you become a fancy big city reporter. Capital City isn't that far away. I'm gonna have to come back from time to time to check in and see what sort of new trouble you've gotten yourself into. Sorry to disappoint, but my adventuring days are over. Ha! We both know that's not true. What makes you say that? Call it a reporter's intuition. Is that a hint there? Is that a hint there for possibly a different story with these people? I don't know. Maybe. If I were to think about it, I suppose I probably wouldn't mind. Then again, but if they try to continue like on this sort of story, there's absolutely no possible way, so. Because they're really tying up all the loose ends here now. Oh, here's the chance we would have had to actually take care of the here at the diner.
Luca squinted, memories.
Alright, let me just make sure that everything is done. Yep, everyone's ordered. Everyone's satisfied. Whee! Can we talk to this clipboard? Is it Pete or Toby? Nope. Okay. Mrs. Fratelli,
Mrs. Fratelli glowed with a carefree smile.
is that your suitcase? That is 2 weeks of unencumbered tranquility. Excuse me, would you be so kind as to take my order? 2 weeks of sand, margaritas, and forgotten obligations. Excuse me, I'd love to place an order.
Mrs. Fratelli sighed with a zen-like calm.
Just as soon as the lunch rush ends, I'll be a feather on the wind. You're going on vacation? For the first time in years. And I've got you and your mom to thank. Why's that? She didn't tell you yet? You two are going to fill in for me at the diner while I'm gone. Oh, well, that's just wonderful. Finding out that you've suddenly been you've been roped into a summer job. Just like old times. It's fine. I'll wait. I suppose it wouldn't be too bad. Miss Hatch, got any more foreshadowing for us? He looked to his friends with a thankful smile after everything that could have gone wrong, everything that did go wrong. We made it. The end.
Closing her eyes, Miss Hatch took a deep, relaxing breath.
Oh, hello, Luca. How are you? Really good, actually. That's wonderful. Did I miss anything? I think you're pretty much up to speed. Hey. Luca, do you want a biscotti? On the house. I don't really have time. Zarya, you gotta come and see this! I finally did it! I pulled the perfect espresso. Aw, Lumi. If I didn't know better, I would think you're proud of something. As if no. It's too late. You are now officially a person that cares. You care about what you're doing. You care about bringing forth a quality product. You know, that's the that's the dilemma of those with work ethic. I can't help but actually try to do the best that I can in my job, even if it's not the best. But hey, I hope that I'm trying to put forth the best that I can for you all here. If you've got any advice on me on like how to do things better, really, so I would love to hear from you. Like and subscribe. Get in the comments. Hey Luca, can you tell Roxy I'll be free in an hour? Sure thing. My dad's making me stock shelves for the summer. He said it builds character. I think he meant to say builds calluses. Builds character! Yeah, it's building something, alright. Luca, can I interest you in a delicious apple?
He playfully waggled an apple.
No thanks, just saying hello. Well, hello then. Mind telling your mom we need a new crate of jam? Already? It's funny, I used to hide this stuff in the back. Terrified that someone would find out about her secret messages. Now everyone wants to get their hands on Eleanor Van Holm's famous spy jam. It works. Wow, back for seconds? If it's not too much trouble. For the longest time, I didn't understand the appeal of ice cream. It serves no purpose, other than to be briefly enjoyed and then it's gone. But it's pretty tasty while it lasts. I'm inclined to agree. Yay! Although, you really didn't have too much of a character other than just the way that you looked, but... This is called playing the watermelon. Watermelon! Alright, let's go. Hey, where's Jeff? Let's talk into the library. Kato, you got something to say?
Over the school year, Kato and Bert had become close friends.
Oh, that's good. That's good for them.
But did you know that when they covered up the source, they found a new species of fungus? Yep, and they're studying it in the new labs. Did you know that Beacon Pines is now the smallest town in the county? Yep, close to the population before Perennial Harvest moved in.
It typically went on like this for quite some time.
Hey. It's like two people that just love facts, so. I can't believe it's over.
Yeah, the town's really starting to turn a new leaf.
The town? I was talking about Hank Atomic. I just finished the last issue.
How was it?
As great as always, Hank finally returned to Earth. But I just feel weird now.
Weird can be cool. Just means you're ready for something new.
Any suggestions?
You could ask Miss Hatch about what she's always reading. She seems to really enjoy it.
Huh. Maybe I'll do that. Now you get to see me test and try to remember all the voices that I have done, which and fail terribly.
Luca peeked over Piper's shoulder. Laid stealthily inside a large volume of mathematics was the first issue of Hank Atomic.
Haha, nerd!
Piper, are you reading Hank Atomic? Do you mind not telling anyone? I've kinda got a reputation to uphold.
Oh, it's nothing to be ashamed of.
Just about every kid in town reads Hank Atomic. Honestly, I'm excited for you. What I'd give to start over fresh, to experience it again for the first time. I guess that's the downside of finishing something nice. At least now I can enjoy it again through you.
And with all of you as well.
Promise to tell me about it as you go? Sure thing.
Oh, and by the way,
Nerd!
run away! Wait, we're running in the library. Oh, and suddenly, a bunch of rabbits, and there's Jeff. Mr. Nuncreed.
Hey, Mr. Nuncreed. I'm gonna go see my dad in a bit. Did you want to come with?
Even after everything I did, you'd still...
Mr. Nuncreed shook his head.
You really are your father's son, aren't you? I don't think I'm ready for that yet.
Well, you're always invited. I bet he'd love to hear from you.
I'll visit Walt in my own time. You run along now.
Hey, Jeff.
With Perennial Harvest gone, the transportation tubes were left unused.
Ah. Come on. No one's too big, no one's too small for Jeff's wild ride.
Maybe not completely unused.
Just one piece of candy for the ride of your life. Who's next?
Me.
Mine.
Hey, Buck Bunny Boy. Guess what? Yesterday, I saw Dynastis Titius.
Is that how that's pronounced?
Dynastis Titius. Dynastis Titius. And that's good? It's great! I haven't spotted one of those in years. At this rate, Beacon Pines is going to become the bug capital of the county.
That's great. So glad for you, man. And you're a future entomologist. Okay, so we gotta pick up Beck first. I think we're taking Beck to visit Dad.
I have news I think you'll enjoy. This morning, I unpacked my last box.
After a year of living here, girl?
You're officially moved in. It's just a box. Let's not blow this out of proportion. Sounds an awful lot like putting down roots. I guess I decided this place is root-worthy. You're gonna be stuck with me for the foreseeable future. I do have to warn you, most years aren't going to be as interesting as this one. I think I'll manage. Ready? Before we go, there's a bit of a surprise.
Huh? For moi? It's a tree! Is it the same tree?
My mom's prepared this tree especially for you. They didn't have to do that. It wasn't just them. Just about the whole town pitched in. We all owe you. It should do okay in the cold of Old Beacon Pines. And thrive as things warms up.
That's perfect. When you're ready, take Jeff's wild ride to Old Beacon Pines. Alright, friends, let's up! Yikes it away! Off to plant a tree, off to plant a tree, in memory of our dad, in memory of our dead dad, our dead dad. Okay. So let's just keep things out. Keep out. See if there's anything else. See, Iggy and Tish were back at Mission Control. Oh, and that barrel of sewage is gone. Okay. Well, nothing else left for us to do. I'm gonna go on Jeff's wild ride then. Ah, you got it. Now that's a good looking tree. Being a special occasion and whatnot, this ride's on the house. Gonna wanna hang on tight to that little tree. Clunk, clunk, clunk.
I think this is it. The end I've been waiting for. Honestly, I'd begun to lose hope of ever finding it. But then you came along. I don't know exactly how to thank you. It's hard to explain how much this means to me. It's funny, now that our time together is finally ending. I'm at a loss for words. Let's just watch the end together.
Done. A good little tree.
The best little tree.
Thank you, children. This means a lot.
Yeah, thanks. For everything.
Shucks. I only did what any super awesome best buddy would have done. We should probably give you some time alone now. You good?
Yeah, I am. It's been a wild year. How are you feeling?
Everyone keeps asking me that. I'm fine, really. Pa always says the only thing fitter than a fiddle is a cello. I feel like a dang cello.
Well, if you ever stop feeling like a cello, I'm here for you.
I know. You don't even have to say it.
You two make an awesome pair.
Excuse me? We're a trio now.
Yep. Thanks.
There's just one thing missing now that you're a part of our group.
Missing?
Let me tell you a little story about a man named Hank Atomic.
Oh, God. I won't be long.
We'll be waiting for you back at the phone booth. I found the perfect way to start our summer.
You've got some good friends. I'm so proud of you. Your father would be so proud.
I know. Can I ask you a question? Do you ever dream about Dad?
Not a night goes by that I don't.
Are you ever afraid that you're going to forget him? Forget what he looked like? Forget his voice?
No, because so much of him lives on in you. He loved that old tree, but I know he would have loved this one more. Because his two favorite people planted it. I'll give you two a moment.
Hey, Dad. Dr. Moodwell says that over the next few years, this place should warm up. So you won't have to be cold for much longer. I think I finally understand why you left that night. There were things you believed in. Big things. Those beliefs were the things that made you, you. If you wouldn't have stood up to Sharper, stood up for what you believed in, you wouldn't have been the same person anymore. You had to go. But that didn't mean you loved us any less. I might not visit you as much as I used to. I know you understand. Okay. So yes, this was Beacon Pines. Lead artist Ilse Harding. Okay, I want to figure out here like other artists that were in here, so because some of the styling of this like looks rather familiar, really. So Kristen Mies. Oh, Matt did a lot of this. Harding. Ilse Harding was lead artist. Brooke Conderola. Okay. Published by Fellow Traveler. Okay. Okay, so. Yeah. I mean, what can I say about this, really? So, is that it's a sweet tale, really, overall. Is that not that difficult, really, to like play, of course, much like any sort of like graphic novel or like you know, set or yeah, the name of the genre is escaping me, but you know what I mean. So I don't know. It's hard for me to talk about things like this in the moment, really, for it, but is that playing this does kind of warm my heart. And I knew it was something that I wanted to share with other people, and part of why I chose this as well, because I didn't see a lot of like stuff being like mentioned about it, really, so you know, I thought maybe with just what little exposure that I can give it is that make other people go about and play this. And so I say everyone is like, even though we've already been through it together, it's a different thing to experience it on your own, really. So hopefully you all enjoyed this time together that we had, and you know, and I'm just gonna let the credits go ahead and play a little bit more, but thank you all so much for enjoying me, and I hope to see you guys the next time.